That's right. Like, turn it
Okay,
on.
so I'm going to put Ashley and this whole crew on the spot really quick before we move on to anything else, because they are actually at convention already. I'm going to be heading up early in the morning. I'm leaving my house about 3. But you guys, since y'all are there, give us a little taste of everything. Tell us what's happening.
There's a ton of people. And we waited in line and got registered. And then our friend Shannon has the VIP that she won, and she got all sorts of goodies. She got this super cute bag. This is Shannon doing Vanna White for me. Go ahead, Shannon, show them what else you got.
So she won VIP from Fran.
Yeah. Won it from Fran. So she'll be attending everything. She got this cool shaker cup, all stainless steel on the inside.
Love it.
We're all going to steal stuff from her while she sleeps. It's fine. Journal.
Awesome.
Last.
And ta-da.
Oh my gosh. I'm so excited about that. Yay.
That was our reaction too.
Totally jealous right now. So jealous. Okay, so for those of you that don't know what that was that she just showed you, sorry for my fabulous home office shaking. But for those of you that don't know what she just showed you, it is called Chill. It is one of the terpene blends that we are going to be releasing. And it is so exciting. So if you guys have heard me talk about the product that everybody at corporate has been absolutely raving about and talking about how it helps you be more social in certain situations if you're antisocial, but also kind of the opposite of that. If you're a little over the top, it can help chill you out. That's the product. And so Shannon actually won something from Fran. She won a VIP ticket. So not only does she get a product that everybody else hasn't gotten their hands on, but she gets to attend every single thing at convention. That means lunches, everything with the corporate staff, with president, with everybody else in the VIP section. So she's going to get a lot of really cool information and perks that I'm sure we are going to ask her to share at some point very, very soon. But I do have a lot of things that I want to go over on the call tonight. I will be honest, I wanted to have some more stuff from last month, but since everyone is at convention, my liaison was not able to get me all the reports that I wanted. I did find, and it's hard for me to see everybody that's on here right now, but I wanted to see if Rebecca, I don't see her on here. Okay. Anyway, so top ambassador enrollments were Rebecca, Timmy, Jade, and I don't know how to say her last name, and I hate saying people's names wrong. Jade Chung, I don't know. Anyway, she'll have to correct me. Greta Stearns, Tyler Hogan, coming in hot, and Sharon Wade. Rebecca and Jade also triple ranked at the end of the month, which is super exciting. And there's going to be a lot of that coming in the next month and the next several months after that. So I also wanted to kind of highlight, I know there are several of you on here that have done amazing things with customers in this last month. And that was one of the things that I could not access today. But as soon as I get those numbers, I'll give them out to everybody. So what I wanted to talk about on tonight's call was just a little bit of what's about to happen. Whether you are at convention or whether you're not at convention, what this is going to look like for you, okay? If you're at convention, I'm just going to run through this really quick. Bronze Academy and Silver Dinner on Thursday. On Friday, you're going to have training all day, recognition. We're doing a team picture with Danielle. And a couple of things after that. There will be a product release of some sort on Friday. And I'm going to give you some more information on that in a minute. And then Saturday, training, recognition, all that good stuff again, okay? What I want you to know is that up to this point, we don't know exactly what is going to be released when. So I know of the products that I've tested, and there are a lot of them, but I really don't know exactly which ones are going to be put out right now, which ones will be available day one at convention, which ones will be available to everybody. I don't know any of that stuff. What I think is going to happen, this is just me, just what I've gathered. I think that they will end up releasing some things at convention. And then I think they will probably also announce some other things that will be released next month. And then in October, then in November, I think that there will probably be some sort of Christmas cash or bonus opportunity along with Black Friday deals. I'm sure in December there will be deals. I was an ambassador in December last year when I joined, and there were a lot of things going on in those first like 10 to 15 days of December. So I'm sure that will probably happen again. Then we're going to have the first of the year, which is always huge in our industry. Then in February, I'm guessing there will be another convention. There was one last year with even more releases. So what am I telling you? I'm telling you that you're about to have a 6-month period in front of you at minimum of massive, massive potential. We know summer is hard. It's hard in our industry. It's hard on every company, especially this past year. Everybody this summer, I feel like just went crazy. They spent all their money on vacations and traveling and all of that. And so we know that summer was hard. It was hard for me too. But at the same time, I want you to understand and grasp what's about to come. Okay. Before I get off, I'm going to look back at my notes because I don't want to go way off. Also, we're going to find out details on things like when it will be shipped, how many versions there are of things, details on products, things like that. So keep your eye on team chats. And as we release things or as they announce things at convention, that's where we'll be putting it and we'll be updating everyone. Okay, they just announced this and here's the details on it. And then as we find out things, you will find out too. I do want to tell you, it's not something that you need to be like crazy stressed about. I'm sure we'll have things sell out. I'm also certain that corporate knows what those things are and will try to create enough hype with the sellout to make it really marketable and something that you guys can like super promote that side of it. But also I'm certain that they've already foreseen that and we'll make sure that there's enough product on hand so that they can re-release pretty quickly if that happens. Okay. Now let's talk about hype. I was on a training actually last week or the week before about how you should be promoting these new products right now. And what I want you to know is that you don't have to have all of the information about what is released in order to do a great job promoting it to the people around you. Okay. Just like the collagen, for example, I've had people message me and say, okay, how many types is it? What's this? What's that? What's this detail? What's that detail? And I don't want anyone getting wrapped up in that because they're going to release those details to us. They'll put product sheets in our app, all of that kind of stuff. What you need to be focused on as a business person is the excitement around the product, the results that you've seen floating around on social media, and let that shine through. Don't stress yourself out about being a product expert and trying to learn every single detail of every single thing about every single thing that they release. You don't have to know all of that in order to share and get it all out there. That information will become available. We'll all learn it together. We'll do trainings on it. We'll share all of our own results, things like that. One thing I do want to say, if you get your hands on a product at convention, we're going to have a customer call the middle of this month, which means you're going to have 2 weeks to try a product before we do that customer call and before we do some of the QIQs that I do later on this month. So take before and afters, keep a journal with kind of what's happening daily, what you're noticing if you're trying a product like what Shannon just showed us, the chill, so that you can use that to market with. When you start talking about a new product or you start using a new product, guess what? You start posting about it day one. You say in your stories, or you record a video, or you do whatever, and you say, okay, it's day one. Here's where I'm starting. This is what I hope to feel from this. I'll keep you updated. Don't make the mistake of waiting 30, 60 days until you've gotten this big story, and then you've missed out on all that momentum that you could have gathered up as you started your products. Okay. So that's that. Oh, also, Fran still has that VIP list going. So from now until Friday, you want to be adding as many people as possible to that VIP list. Continue posting about it. Get excited on your social media. Talk to your people. Get them added on there so that they can get the information immediately. Okay. And then afterward, pay attention to your threads because you never know when something's going to drop. All right. One of the good things about our corporate team is they're super, super, super smart about the marketing side of this from a business perspective, not just a product perspective. So if they tell us, and I don't know if this is going to happen, but I just want everybody to understand, if they tell us, hey, we're going to drop this in a week, or this is something that we have, but it's coming in a month, just understand that it's very intentional. It's on purpose because they've got things mapped out for the next 6 months to a year to 2 years on how they continue to help your business grow and create momentum in the future. And so just know that everything that they do is very, very intentional. Okay, let's talk about schedule for September. So I've already uploaded a lot of this into the team calendar, so you can go there, you can see the link. What I'm going to do is still every single Wednesday at 6 p.m. Central Time, I'm going to do a QIQ. So that's your opportunity to get your potentials on, get them connected with me, and hear about new products, hear stories, hear testimonies, hear about company, comp plan, all of those good things. So I'm still going to do that. Okay. We do have a customer call coming up. I think it's the 17th. It's a Tuesday. You can look on the team calendar. So that will be something great. We're going to have some great testimonies from these new products. So that'll be something that you really want to plug your people into. And then on basically every Monday night at 8 p.m. Central, in the next few weeks, we've got something coming up. So next Monday night, I'm going to do a post-convention recap where I come back to you guys. I say, okay, here's all the things that we learned at convention. We'll have Shannon come on, tell all the things, the secret things that she learned in the VIP. And then we'll talk about a game plan. So how do you make all this work for you? One of the things that always gets me about conventions and big events like this is I feel like, oh my gosh, there's so much information that's just been thrown at me, right? And I got to learn it and I don't know what to do with it. And I'm just super overwhelmed. So what I would do if I were you is, number one, don't miss that call next Monday night because I'm going to actually map out a game plan for you. But as you learn about things or as you hear announcements being made or whatever, keep a list of just a very short list. Okay, this is what I need to do to capitalize on this thing that was just announced. This is what I need to make sure my team knows. This is what I need to make sure my VIP list knows. This is the release date for X, Y, and Z. Just start writing those things out so that that overwhelm doesn't happen. A friend of mine just posted something a second ago. She says, I don't know who needs to hear this, but you're not overwhelmed. You're lazy and unorganized. Wake up earlier, get an agenda book, create a routine, create boundaries, stick to your schedule, write down and adhere to your deadlines. Don't stand in your own way. So as all of these things come to you, keep that in mind. If you want to keep overwhelmed down as you're getting flooded with information and great stuff, write yourself a plan down and then go through the list one by one, okay? But I'm going to help you figure out what that plan is next Monday night. Let's talk about a few other things that I want you guys to have in mind as we go through this next weekend. Things that you want to do. Number one, your own order. Samples in your products, okay? So if your auto ship hasn't already processed, pay attention to that because we have a weekly close coming up in a couple days. on Friday, and that means you can get that paycheck next Friday. Okay. So, but you have to have your 100 PV before that. So as they release things, think about not only products for you, but for samples as well. Number 2, your VIP list. So as things are released, even though Fran has the VIP list going out, I'm still keeping in touch with my people that I know want to get their hands on that collagen or whatever we release, right? Number 3, this is a big one, and I would do this for every single one of you. I would set a CV goal. So a customer volume goal. Because of all these new product releases, 1,000 CV, which is about 10 orders, totally doable for every single person on this team. Okay. It gets you in a higher commission bracket. And if I were you, getting 10 customers a piece to order a brand new collagen and terpenes and all these things that we're releasing, it's 100% possible. So set that goal. And then also you should be looking at new ranks for yourself. You're going to see people this month do things, and next month and the next month do things that you did not think were possible, that you've never seen before. I'm talking rank advancements that just catapult people forward. Okay. A lot of that is going to be work that they've done in the past. They've been preparing for this, and they've made sure that they're in the best possible position. The other part of that is going to be work that they're doing after or during this event, and the work that they continue to do. So let me tell you something. This can be huge for yourself. It can be huge for your team. It can mean rank advancement among rank advancement among rank advancement coming and just snowballing for the months ahead. Okay. It can also flop for you, and you get to be the person that makes the decision. Are you going to capitalize on it? Are you going to stay plugged in? Are you going to talk to your people? Are you going to take the new people that join you and launch them really well and stick to the system and make sure that you take care of them? If you do those things, this can be big for you for months and months to come. Okay. There's also a call that I'll share after this on the 4 pillars of belief that I will be honest, I haven't personally gotten to watch it yet, but I have had teammate after teammate after teammate come back to me and say, oh my goodness, I needed that call. And so I would highly recommend that for everybody. I'm going to listen to it on my way to Dallas in the morning. But you know, what's interesting to me about this business is that it truly is a decision. It's a personal decision for you how far you're going to go here. And you can sit back and you can say, well, I don't know, if I get an order, that's great, or I'll post and then maybe I'll become rich. I don't know. And this business is going to flop for you. And I've had people do that. And then they say, well, you know, that doesn't work. Well, that's not true. It's not that it doesn't work. It's that if you were never committed to begin with, no business is going to work, right? If you don't show up to your job, you're not going to get paid. And so I also see the flip side of that. I see people that come into this, they have no skills, they have no network, they are really not the typical like network marketer type, but they're committed and they make that decision to do this and do it well. Can y'all still see me? I think I'm having internet trouble. Okay, now I think I'm back. Can y'all see me now? Maybe, hopefully. Okay. Anyway, and they kill it at this, but they're always building steam. They're always building momentum. They're always finding the next thing that they have to do. There are actually 2 people that have shown me this full force in the last couple of days. One of them is Celeste Huddleston. She and I had a great call with someone last night that is going to join her and is going to be absolutely amazing. But it's because Celeste has done the work over the last several months. Even when she didn't feel a ton of growth in her business, she still was in it. She still was going for it, and it's paying off really big for her. The other one I'm about to bring on and ask her to speak. and it is Angie Broussard. And so I'm going to let her tell you kind of what she and I talked about today. Maybe you can take something away from it. So Angie, if you will unmute.
Hey.
Hey.
Okay. Well, hey. I just want to be honest. Yesterday, I'm from Louisiana, and we have a word called boo day, and that's what I was doing. I was boo daying yesterday. I was 216 OV away from maintaining my rank. And so that was kind of a major letdown, because I felt like I'm like, I did all the things Jenny told me to do. I did this and I did that. And still I fell short of the goal, so to speak. And this morning, I get a phone call from my sister-in-law, and she's like, I need to come to your house. She said, I need to talk to you. I've got questions. She said, I just got to sit in front of you, and I need to look at this with you together. And I'm like, is everything okay? And she's like, everything's great. She said, things are so good. And I'm like, okay. I said, can you tell me what this is about? She said, well, you remember back in April and Easter, she said, you gave my mom that sleep spray for dad. And I'm like, yeah. And she said, well, they never really used it. And because he takes a ton of medications, he has just multiple health issues, and they were afraid that it might interfere with some of his medications that he was taking. And so, but I told her, I said, well, I got a text from your mom about 2 weeks ago saying that they actually tried it, and that she gave it to him at around 11 o'clock, and he slept till 2. And she said that was the most rest that he had gotten in years. And I'm like, that was barely 3 hours. And she said, I know. And she said, but I gave him the other 4 and he slept till 6. So she's been giving it to him over the last 2 weeks. Well, yesterday, my sister-in-law took him to his cardiologist appointment in Lafayette. And so they were telling the cardiologist about how, he's just being able to rest. She's resting. And he's like, well, what are you taking? And so she told him. And my sister-in-law pulled it out of the gallon-sized bag of medications that he had and gave it to him. And he kind of just held it. And she said he looked at it and was reading it. And he said, and this stuff works? And they're like, yes, it works really well. He's like, and just gave it back to her. And so she stuck it back in the Ziploc. And so he was doing the evaluation of him, his checkup, and he stopped and he said, let me see that again. And so she gave him it again, and he looked at it and he was reading, and he's like, and this stuff works? And they're like, yes, it works really well. He said, where'd you get this from? So she said, well, my sister-in-law sells it. And he said, I need more information on this. He said, tell her to contact me. He said, I have patients that need this. He said, I need this. And so she's like, really? And so they get home, and the home health nurse is there. And she sees them bringing in the bag with the medications. And she said, I went through his bag, his medications the other day, because she has to write it all down in his charts and see if there's anything changed and all that. And she said, I saw that little tube of stuff in there, she said. And so she said, then I overheard my sister-in-law's mom on the phone with somebody. I don't even know who she was talking to, but she was telling them about how they've been using that spray and how it works. She said, I went back to the home health office, and she said, I was asking anybody if they had ever heard of anything like that, and telling them what she had overheard, my sister-in-law's mom telling them on the phone. And so she was like, we want to know. She said, we're just curious. We want to know what this stuff is. And so they told them. And so my sister-in-law, we've had conversations. She works with a hair product company where, for healthy hair. And so we've kind of shared bits and pieces about what each other do and about our products. She said, but Angie, she said, I haven't let go of what you told me. And she said, so I've been kind of keeping it in the back of my head. She said, but I really need to come and we need to talk. She said, I want to look at this closely with you. Long story short, She enrolled as ambassador. We sat right there. We did the goal setting call with her, and she's got 2 major prospects right there, in front of her before she even got started. One of my prayers throughout all this was, for God to take my littles and to make it big. And I'm not talking about big money. I'm talking about the little things that we can do for our customers that will impact them in a big way. And I feel like that is what happened. And I'm like, okay, God, forgive me for feeling so sorry for myself yesterday. There's a story about Winston Churchill, how he was asked to go and speak at a college one time. And he was so busy. He didn't get there on time. He was late. Just things kept happening. And so while he was sitting there waiting for his turn, he wrote down on a little napkin a little poem. And then he got up there and he read it. And all it said was, keep on, keep on, keep on, keep on, keep on, keep on, keep on. Keep on, keep on, keep on, keep on, keep on, keep on, keep on. And he received a standing ovation. That's taken those, to me, that's perseverance. And that's what we need to do. We need to remember that all the little things that we're doing, and it's going to make a big impact on somebody somewhere. And so I couldn't believe it. And so I just had to share that story with Jenny. And so she asked me if I would share it with y'all. And so I hope that, this just encourages you to, to see that even our littles can be made big.
Oh my gosh, Angie. Okay, first of all, that's incredible, y'all. I just sprung this on her a few hours ago. Like, hey, I want you to share. So I love your story. I love how all this is working out for you. And honestly, there's no better way for me to end this call. And so I hope you just listen to what Angie said. I hope that you take advantage of everything that's coming. And we will keep you updated throughout the weekend and throughout the next several months to tap into everything that we have coming our way and the way to make your littles big. I love that. That's my new favorite phrase. All right, you guys, I hope y'all have a good
That was totally unrehearsed.
Do what?
I said that was totally unrehearsed. That was totally unrehearsed because I just beat it back in time. I went to a wake this evening. And so I had no time. I'm like, okay, God, just give it to me.
You did fantastic. You did amazing. All right. Thank y'all so much. And I will be talking to everybody soon. Thank y'all for joining. Bye.